Okay, welcome. Welcome back. Everybody give it up for the Kiddus. Um, he's just made his appearance. I hope you enjoyed all that. He is the official mascot of the channel. All right, we'll shut the door here. We'll kind of get set up. We'll nestle into my comfortable place here. All right, see, so let's get this stream going and have a little story time about my ayahuasca experience in Peru. Let's do it. I fixed it here. All right. Alrighty, Aphrodite. Get the keyboard set up here. Quick little sip of the coffee. We're still recording, and I'll make sure everything's framed up all right one more time here. Okay, we look good. We're on display capture. We're widened out. Not screwing anything up. Okay, we're going to start with Aguas Calientes because this is kind of the progression of the trip from A to B. So in Aguas Calientes, whoops. Again, lots of dogs, and we're cloud forest. So you have moisture through the night, and then the sun comes out in the day and evaporates everything off, and it's kind of got its own ecosystem that's a little separate from a rainforest, or at least that's what they told me that Machu Picchu is. I haven't looked anything up, so maybe you guys might want to double check what I'm saying here, but uh, we went to this little waterfall, Mandor, and a little hiking trail. It was pretty neat. Put a little bit of money in the box, and nobody came to say hi. We went for a little exploratory inside the house here, but we couldn't find anybody. There's a key there hanging right there. I don't know. But apparently, this is one of the stops on the Salcantay trek. It's about 3K, 2K outside Aguas Calientes. The waterfall itself to get from town to the waterfall. Maybe took us an hour or so to. I don't know what kind of plants these are, just gorgeous. Nice little woody. So apparently, actually, I was just looking this up while I was planning on doing this stream. Maybe some of you guys, Philodendron rosea? Is that a giant lilac tree? Ululi? I can't. Maybe you guys might be more into your Latin or Spanish than I am, but yeah, just really jungly terrain. Lots of you'll see coming up. There's some bugs and we were you could see from the map we were hiking up this little river system which terminated in a waterfall with a nice little camping spot. There's me coming across a bridge behind my buddy. He's got the camera in his hand. There's the bracelet that I bought off the kid that you saw in the previous stream in Pisac, one of my most favorite pictures. Maybe if I can remember, I'll plug it in here quick so you guys can see it. But that bracelet was bought off of this kid right here. Maybe I should put a mental note in. I'll just jot it down quick. Add kid at, what time are we at? Let's see. 6 minutes, 20 seconds-ish. All right. So yeah, really cool. Look at didn't almost step on it, but like, you definitely wouldn't want to step on it. I looked it up. I can't remember exactly what that one was. Maybe yet again. So all right. Picture of kid. That's 6:20. Oh, I think I hear the kiddos coming again. Maybe. And then caterpillar just after. And I'll add this information when I put this through DaVinci Resolve. Um, so Aguas Calientes is just like all based on the tourists coming into Machu Picchu. So there's a couple things there to see, but your main attraction is Machu Picchu. They have a little market. There's some is a kind of odd. One of their main foods there in Aguas Calientes is stone oven pizza. So they got wood fired stone oven pizza there. Kind of interesting to have that as your main. But it must be because tourists everybody loves pizza. So you're a town based off tourism and you serve pizza. And then so they do a pretty good job of it because that's like their main focus. Every restaurant has I think these are hydrangeas, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember 100%, but nice little screensaver background. There's the waterfall where the pathway terminates at. Apparently, you can go swimming down in there. We didn't that day. I can't remember why. We were a bit pressed for time, and it wasn't super warm out, and you could see the current was a bit strong, and we were unfamiliar with the territory. So who knows what's in that water? Is there leeches? Is there some weird water bug or a turtle, a snapping turtle in there? Who knows, right? We didn't talk to any of the locals that own this property. We just left them a bit of money and went through the gate. But uh, ayahuasca circle, you could see here. I'm pretty sure that's like signifying that this is a ayahuasca circle, ceremonial circle. Maybe for Wachuma, uh, for San Pedro or for ayahuasca possibly. I'm not 100%. But yeah, this is the pic, one of the pics I publicly posted of like there's just these big crazy ferns everywhere, and this is one of the. You could see a dead branch of that fern in the background. Big crazy fiddlehead. Yes, me. That's the water system. Not the water system we hiked up. That's a different water system, but along the pathway in Aguas Calientes. Just a weird fungus, unsure. Of course, banana tree with bananas. I think we all know what that is. I think this is coffee, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe someone correct me in the comment section, but just lots of flowers in this park. I think this park was actually listed as a botanical garden, if I'm not mistaken. And there's the gate in and out. That's where you go across the tracks to pay to go in and talk to the locals over there. A shot of the Urubamba and one of the cliff faces just off looking from Aguas Calientes. There's not too many pictures here in the Aguas Calientes file, so that's why I won't divulge too far into the story, which will give a bit of time to, while we're going through some of these pictures, for some other people to show up into the stream. I'm down in the comment section if you want to say hi, comment, like, subscribe. Got to do that. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. We're going to be starting story time shortly. I'm just doing a quick little preamble of some of the pictures from the small town of Aguas Calientes leading up to Machu Picchu. This is your last stop before you get to Machu Picchu, unless you're doing the hike and you're just hiking straight up. I thought this was interesting. We're walking along and look at, you think like Ontario Health and Safety or any OSHA would approve, but look at like they've all got each other's backs. They're traveling together as a unified group. They're all holding each other together. I have a feeling that they've they've learned to travel like this. These roads aren't exactly smooth. I'm sure the driver's pretty good at what he does and avoids all the big potholes. But I mean, that's not how you do things here. That's the bandana. That's the headband that I bought from the girl on the mountain in Pisac. Yet again, here I'll do a quick time check, and I can post up that picture there so you have an idea at 12 minutes. Yeah, She was, if you're just joining me on this stream, I'll put a picture of her up here. And she just went to put my coffee in my pen jar. She guided us, guided. She guided us, the three of us, down the backside of the ruins above the Pisac Market. If you stand in the Pisac Market and you look straight up, there's a whole bunch of ruins up there. I don't know the exact name of the mountain, if it's even just Pisac Mountain or whatever. But and I'm sure we could look it up. But this beautiful lady right here with a baby on her back and carrying all her goods with her took us down a pretty hardcore route down the mountain. While we were all questioning her down the whole, like, is this like, if she's taking us that way and she's got a baby on her back and all her bracelets that are selling, like that headband that I bought that I'm wearing there, which is the colors of the Cusco flag, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, anyway, fun. Next. And here's our group. So who took this picture? It might have just been our waiter. This was our ayahuasca group, or are we missing somebody? 6 of us. All right. On to this was after the experience, because everything, okay, we'll do the Machu Picchu file first, and then we'll finish up with the eclipse file, and I'll start the story. Yeah. Okay. So just to give you kind of an idea of the mountain we went up, and you'll see the pictures of the ladders we climbed. They're coming up. But this is, and I think I pulled this one actually as a screenshot that I pulled off of a YouTube video, because it gave the mountain. I don't think I had a good picture of the actual mountain. I might come across one. So this is Putacusi. Agos Calientes is just tucked back around that corner behind up the Urubamba, and this is where you snake up to come up to Machu Picchu. So I can't remember if we came around this side and climbed up here and then along this edge and up on top, or if we went up the back side that you can't see. I'm not 100%. I don't think this would, and this picture actually from this video might not show it anyway, because it's after all the ladders that you're going to see in the pictures that I took have been taken out since for safety reasons. So this is the Peru Rail, just to get you in and out of Agos Calientes from Cusco if you're not taking the actual hike into Machu Picchu, the Salcantay or the Machu Picchu hike itself. I just like a good plaque or a bit of an informational board once in a while. So Rotary Club stuff and just a bit of information, 1450 to 1540 AD, Machu Picchu. A bunch of stuff in Spanish that I can't read. Although I should probably work on it because I'm going to be traveling to Colombia shortly. Okay. All right. So, we got, oh, I think this is just when you come in the gate. That's when Ayapichu, that's Putacusi. We had a clear line of sight of Machu Picchu while we were doing ayahuasca up here. But there were clouds and stuff. We were engulfed in clouds. So in 2014, I was invited on a trip by a friend at the time. He was going to observe the lunar eclipse in April. There was 4 that year, and he was determined to go to this one. And we were hanging out quite a bit at the time, and so he invited me to come along. I had some money lined up, and the possibility of me quitting my job or taking some time off and going for a couple-week vacation to Peru was high. Uh, the logistics worked out. There's Putacusi again. I think this might actually be the picture I scooped off the internet just to give it a bit more detail. The one you saw before was actually my picture, I think. So the plan leaving Niagara, where I live, and going to Toronto Airport, flying to Lima, little quick stopover, and then into Cusco. I think we had a 6 hour stopover in Lima, not quite enough to go downtown and explore. Went to Cusco, spent 3 days in Cusco. Yeah, and then we went. I'm trying to figure out if we went to Pisac first. I could check over some dates, but I guess it's not really that important. The important part was we were going to be in Machu Picchu for the lunar eclipse on, I think it was the 14th. We'll check those dates because those are the important dates. And um, I didn't have a lot of details about exactly that we were going to be climbing this friggin' mountain right here in the middle of the night. Well, we started going up at, because it's 12 and 12 there, 12 of light, 12 of dark all year round because they're close to the equator. And we went up about 6. I think we left his hotel at 5-ish. We all loaded up with wood, which is Palo Santo. If anybody's not familiar with Palo Santo, it's a really fragrant wood that's akin to ayahuasca experience. They say that there's things in the smoke from the Palo Santo that help trigger extra MAOI receptors. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, I don't even know what I'm talking about, but it gives you a bit more of a buzz, or it helps along with the ayahuasca, or maybe it's just a spiritual thing and I'm just gleaming too much off of what I was told. Anyway, we leave Cucho's hotel at 5, and the 6 of us start hiking. I thought it was 7. I feel like that picture that we looked at 5 minutes ago was missing somebody. This is Winea Picchu. This is amazing. This is where I go up. You're going to see a bunch of pictures from up here shortly. This, if you have a chance to go to Machu Picchu, book the Winea Picchu. Now, of course, you're going to have to walk up an extra 2.5, or no, maybe it's only like 900 feet or something from Machu Picchu. So you take the bus up to Machu Picchu if you don't want to walk in the morning. You want to be there early, and then you hike up another 600 or 900 feet up here, and that's where you get the best vista. There's 2 vistas of Machu Picchu, one from Winea and one from Machu Picchu Mountain. And apparently, Winea Picchu is a little bit better, and that's the one we did. But you don't always get a cloud break when you go in the morning. We got lucky. You'll see coming up. We got the cloud break, but yeah. Anyway, we left Cucho's hotel. Um, let's do, you know what? Okay. Oh yeah, we want this. So, Winea Picchu, Machu Picchu, Aguas Calientes, and Putacusi. Yeah. So there's the little route right there. We left. This is where Cucho's Intiwasi. It was either back up. It wasn't quite up by the hot springs. Some hot springs here somewhere. It was just beside the soccer field, I thought. Yeah, Intiwasi. So we left, walked down along here. Do 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 do. And along the Urubamba, there's the Urubamba River. And kind of along the tracks a little bit. A nice little hike. And then we got to here. There's even street view still. Except instead of going there, I think we went up through there a little bit. Now I can't remember, Hunter. Maybe we went into the bush a little bit early. Mm. Anyway, I think it was like here somewhere. Anyway, you can see it's. Imagine you're like a local and you see the streetcar or the Google Street View car going by with all the cameras and stuff on it. It'd be hilarious. But if we go, oops, sorry about the noise. If we look at Putukusi, that's the view you get from Putukusi. We didn't get that view because we were in the dark, but it's like a flat on, just a beautiful straight on view of it. It's too bad the ladders are down. It's pretty dangerous. So you could see these are the walls. And actually, if you look, you can still see where the ladders, the holes where they were pinned in, all kinds of vines. Anyway, we're going to come across those photos in a second. But yeah, we got up there. By the time, as you're going to see coming up in some of the pictures with the ladders, it was still light out when we got to the ladders. So I'm guessing it was probably about 6:30 because by the time we got to the top of the mountain, we had our headlamps on. And I don't know what the overall, oh yeah, going down, if just keep in mind, if you're going to book the Winea Pichu trek and you're going to make it all the way up there, keep in mind you have to go down the death stairs. Just to let you know, you got to go down the death stairs. So, and look at this too. Like it just makes me feel so. I'd say like look these people over here. Like this place is so cool. There's no safety anywhere. Do you see any guardrails? You'll see some of the shots coming up here. It's just it's blow your mind dangerous. Like you would think that they'd at least space out because like if one goes they're just gonna all like topple into each other, like you know what I mean, like you give a little bit of distance in between, right? I don't know, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know, you guys comment down in the bottom section about how you would approach the death stairs. I'm pretty sure they're called the death stairs if I'm not mistaken. So this is where you come in here, there's the main entrance there, or is it up there? No, I'm pretty sure this is it because you go hike back up it, which we didn't do. If I ever go back, I'm going to go do that one because it's a little easier and you get a different perspective. There's me on the death stairs, thoroughly enjoying myself on the death stairs, but constantly looking over my shoulder for like people that might be, you know, rolling and tumbling down the death stairs. this this was amazing because we got up there and you couldn't see anything at all. It was cloudy. So this was like 10 minutes after we got up there. And the clouds just like poof, they broke and Machu Picchu came out and there was like, you know, everybody was clapping and you could see she's like, hey, like everybody was so like ecstatic that we got to see Machu Picchu. Yet again, absolutely no safety. Like, I love it. That's got to be, I don't know, a couple thousand fucking feet, guys. There's a road down there, right? That's the Urubamba River. That Urubamba River's got to be like 100 feet wide. And there's my buddy just standing right on the edge of everything. There's more of the death stairs, guys. Death stairs. You got to do the death stairs. And actually, you can see over here when you take the bus up, and the drivers that drive the bus just floor it up up the road because they've been doing it every day for on and off for quite a while, right? Obviously, that's their job. Oh, I'm out of coffee. But the year we went, 2014, just before we got there, the whole left side of the main road going up washed out, and there was a whole bunch of repairs, and a bunch of people ended up missing their Machu Picchu tours. Some people got stranded up here, if I remember correctly, and they had to helicopter people out because we were looking at the news of what was going on in Peru leading up to our trip, obviously. And it was a bad rainy season. When we went in April, it was just as rainy season was ending. So this happened just, I think it was March or May or something, or no, not May, February or March when this landslide happened. This is up at Winea Pichu. Okay, I'm going to get back to the ayahuasca story. I think we're almost done the Machu Picchu file, and there's not too many pictures in the eclipse night folder from the night while we were up on the mountain. So I'm trying to stretch it out a bit. Plus, there's just like some amazing, yet again, more death stares. Good luck. Do it, but good luck. Be careful. Or don't do it. So I'm kind of actually holding off on the story a little bit to the latter part because that's where I'm at, and that's where the pictures of the ladders that I have kind of really tell the story, and I can jive it together. But we get to the ladders and we start climbing. So we had to go up a series of, I think it was anywhere between 8 to 10 ladders, of varying different heights, like different amount of rungs on them and stuff. And you had to go through this tunnel to get up to Winea Pichu. Kind of cool. And the ladders were, because it's a cloud forest, the ladders were, number one, they're made out of wood. And it was like a dark, like mahogany. Oops, one of my favorite pictures. Another reason, I think I mentioned this in my previous stream in case I didn't, and maybe I erased that part because I screwed up a couple times and I had to redo. But I haven't had this picture, which is actually one of my most favorite pictures of my experience. Was donated to me from one of the other guys off their SD cards off his Sony. And this was on a hard drive for the last 10 years and I haven't seen it. And so I just got this picture and a bunch of these that we're looking at back a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I brought it up actually to Ancaster, to a fellow that works on hard drives and recovers data. And it cost me a bit of money, but it was completely worth it. I got a bunch of pictures of my family, my daughter, and obviously this. So kind of there. See, this is when we got up there. Like I'm saying, the clouds broke, and there was a big cheer out of the crowd. It was amazing. It was amazing. There's me. I was taking a picture of Jeff in the tunnel, and he was taking a picture of me. He had a Sony, and I had my other buddy's Nikon D53 or 5600. I can't remember which one it was. Take some pretty good pictures though. This is great. Like right behind us here, 800-foot drop, right? You could barely see Machu Picchu peeking out here. I think these pictures are in reverse because this is when we just got up here before the clouds cleared and the big cheer from the crowd happened. Like we were up here with anticipation. You only have a certain amount of time. You're not allowed to spend all day up here either. They come clear you out because they run crowds of people. It gets congested up there. It's dangerous. It's a little crazy. There you can see the washout down the side of the road where you take the bus up. This is yet again just getting up there, and it's just we're in clouds, right? It's a cloud forest. So just like yet again, I'm going to continue in with the story shortly when we skip to the next file. But when we went up at night up Putacusi to do our ayahuasca experience with Cucho, um, this is what we're climbing into. Clouds at night, cloud forest, all night clouds. Like this was going up. I think this was at like 8 in the morning when we were up on here and the clouds were still around. We were just waiting for them to burn off. More orchids. I think these are orchids, if I'm not mistaken. I like the, what are they? Datum points, benchmarks, whatever the heck they are. Survey points. Putacusi. Oh no, this is Machu Picchu looking up at Winea Picchu before we hiked up there. Some close up of the llamas. They bring them in. You can tell they're not just exploring around Machu Picchu. They're brought in for the tourists, right? That's where we're heading up to Wanea Picchu. It's majestic. It is. So much going on here. Like not necessarily, I mean, in this picture, but just in Machu Picchu itself. It's there's a reason it's one of the wonders of the world. I highly suggest if you get an opportunity to go do it. It takes a bit of organization and it helps out to know a bit of Spanish. And it isn't just, I'm going to go down there and do it. You have to book your tickets. You have to book a train ticket. There's a lot of stuff you got to get behind to get it done. But it's 100% worth it in the end. Like, look at this. We're just coming in here in the morning. I think it's like probably about 7 o'clock. We've got to hike all through here and around here. And then we got up there, took those pictures, and that's when the fog broke up here. So all this fog you're seeing around us is on our way in. Well, it's still early. I think this was called the Tree of Life here, if I'm not mistaken. And lots of these rocks are sacred too. It's like a movie set, eh? Yeah. Okay. So, all right, guys. This is going to be the finale here. This is the story isn't itself like I mean that long. There's a lot to it in my mind, but like I could tell it in a couple minutes, and I've already told some of it leading up to these ladders. But I mean, guys, like look at this. So we got up to about the second ladder, and she needed a hand, so I carried my stuff and some of her stuff. I brought up way too much stuff. Like guys, I brought up stuff where I was going to be like warm and comfy and sleeping up there after the ayahuasca trip. But like when you look at a map and the actual surface area of the top of Putacuzi, it's not big at all. It's like maybe the size of two or three houses put together, or one really, really big house. And like then it drops off like 800 feet, 1,000 feet, 600 feet, So this is what we went up in 2014, and this is what it looks like now. Photo 2024. Okay, so we proceed to climb the mountain, and we're heading up yet again into cloud forest. So as we're climbing that mountain, the ladder's wet and slippery. You can see we're all sweating. Like look at the back of his neck, right? We're having a rough go. We're going up vertically, what, 1,900 feet, maybe more at 6:30 at night. It's almost getting dark. Um, we just had a day of travel from Cusco from Cusco's at 11 and a half, 12,000 feet. So at higher elevation down, because Machu Picchu, you're going down a bit. I think it's at like 8,000 feet or six or five, maybe even. Um, but you have the stress of the whole day traveling. We get there, only try and eat like a little bit of lettuce and bread and nothing heavy. And then it's throw some stuff on your back and hike up a mountain, and here we go. So this is the group of us gathered together, just taking a little pause before. I don't think there were any ladders after this part. The rest was um, uh, just like walking up a path, but like a goat path, really slippery, um, stay together, um, one behind each other, single file, and then there were a couple break spots where you'd stop and have a little breather. But we're all sweating. Like this is rough. We're having a rough go getting up here. And we're going up here to do ayahuasca under a blood moon. Okay. I think at this point, I didn't have all the details about what was happening. Okay. Right now, what's going through my mind is what the fuck are we doing here? We're halfway up a mountain. You can clearly see it starting to get dark. There's clouds all around us, and we're going to do like one of the world's supposedly strongest hallucinogenics on top of a small mountain. What, you know? So you can see maybe the concern in my face here. Like what am I what's the point, right? But let's do this. Like we're okay, I'm going to leave this up here and we'll go over the rest of because I think there's a couple shots of the fire and then us walking down, and then that's basically it for the rest of the pictures. I'm going to tell you straight up, my ayahuasca experience um, didn't involve hallucinations. It didn't involve me being on another planet. I didn't see fragmented, trippy goblin witches, aliens. Now, I've only done it once, right? I didn't see the people. Um, this time frame just disappeared for me. So we got up to the top of the mountain, and he lit. Like I said, we all carried up some wood, and Cucho lit the fire around us, or when we all gathered around the fire, and he lit it between us, and then he dosed each one of us. And at that point, I think it was about 9 at night. Okay, between 9 at night and 1, 2, 3. I think if I'm not mistaken, the peak of the eclipse was between 1:30 and 2:30. And the time between my dose and then, when you're taking things orally, it takes a while to, mix in with your stomach and then go into your bloodstream and actually, so it takes like, so 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. They say ayahuasca roughly lasts between 4 to 5 hours, maybe a bit less. That time frame just disappeared for me, guys. I heard him chanting. I could barely see the fire going. I could hear. So I actually, this is Cucho here on the right, and this is me, and I think Jeff took this picture if I'm not mistaken. And this is on the second round. I didn't dose the second round. I only dosed the first round. You can see this wall here. It's kind of like an outcropping of rocks over top of us, and it's protecting us from the rain a little bit. I'll never forget, we sat down and we each had some wood that we brought. We all shared the responsibility of carrying wood for the fire, so each of us carried a bit of wood with the Palo Santo. And as he's organizing it and chopping it with his machete up here a little bit and getting it ready for a fire, um, I look up with my headlamp, and like, because the rock is sweeping away above you and it's protecting us, we're kind of like under a small outcropping. Um, I see like bugs skittering, and this is a cloud forest, guys. Like, you don't see 2 feet behind you; it's complete darkness. And we're on top, like, who knows what's out there, right? Like, I know in a couple of the other pictures down by the waterfall, you saw those ants, that crazy caterpillar. Um, I saw a viper. Cucho, I shouldn't say probably that he dealt with a viper that was close to his hotel, like right outside the entrance exit. A little bright green one with the diamond shaped head with the glands behind the eyes. You know how you could tell when they're poisonous, right? So anyway, the 5 hours, 4 hours, completely vanished for me. I remember his chanting, his Ikiros, and his whisk, but like that's it. And then all of a sudden, he's rousing us, and he's asking. if we would like to get up and experience the eclipse. It was time for the eclipse. And what's interesting was Cucho's like a mountain man. You could see he's got he's got the hat, and like he didn't have a phone, or at least not that I saw. Maybe it happened and I didn't see it, but he didn't have a watch on or anything that he was checking the time. He just knew that it was time for the eclipse. At least that's what it seemed like to me. And so the six of us stand up from the fire, and he says we got to be really careful. We're going to go out to the edge of the mountain to observe the blood moon, but we got to stay hand in hand, because like walking anywhere in the dark where we are is completely dangerous and hazardous to your health, uh, from simply like just going down the edge of the mountain. Like you step in the wrong bush and you're gone, right? Like it looks like it's dark, but it's like 800 feet, right? Like it's not conducive to a long life wandering around up on top of Putakusi, just coming out of an ayahuasca haze at 2 in the morning with clouds all surrounding you. Not conducive to a long life. So we all hand in hand, taking Cucho's lead, uh, we go to the edge of the mountain to observe the blood moon. But we're in a cloud forest, guys. Um, there's no moon to be had. It's still raining on us, like we're wet. Um, and this is where I tell people at this point in the story, I'm not a spiritual guy. I don't believe in the Lord Jesus. I am not a Muslim. I am not a Pachamama believer. I am not a Buddhist, or I don't know, a Jain. I'm not part of Turtle Island. I'm not a believer. I don't even know if I'm an atheist. But I tell everybody that leading up to this, because this is what happened. We're all standing on the edge of the mountain, the six of us hand in hand staring at clouds, right? And Cucho says to all of us, we need to blow. All of us need to blow at the sky. So we all proceeded to blow. And the fucking moon came out. That's what happened, guys. Like, it was insane. It was the most insane thing that's ever happened to me in my life. Um, so take from it what you will. That's my experience. Um, I wish I could get a couple of the other people in the group. Maybe if you guys ever watch this or you chime in, I don't even know where half of yous are anymore. And I'm trying to get this out. Today is December 31st, 2024, the day before the time is currently. I'm trying to get this recording done. I don't want to get it out and make it feel rushed, but I felt like I had to get this done tonight, because it's still, as of tonight, the 10-year anniversary of this trip in 2014. So if any of you guys are watching this, or you're chiming in on my YouTube channel or my Facebook, say hi, leave a comment. Maybe I'm remembering all this wrong. Maybe this is all just in my mind, because I mean, heck, we were up all night doing ayahuasca, right? So, but guys, I swear, I've been inebriated a lot in my life, extremely inebriated. And I remember 99% of it. I don't black out really. I've had very few experiences where I don't remember what happened, and I've had my share of parties. So, guys, if you maybe want to chime in, any of the other 5 that were there, Cucho, I doubt you're watching this, but if you are, say hi. But yeah, that was my story, guys. This is us just gathered around a pile of Palo Santo. I can't remember. think half of us redosed. So after we observed the blood moon, this is the remainder of the story. We'll finish it out. What happened the rest of the night and coming down the mountain, because I got a couple pictures of that. But a couple of us redosed at 3 in the morning, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it was a half dose because we're up and out. I forgot all about this picture. So you could see the outcropping above us. I think Jeff took this picture. So this was after you could see the eclipse is past, right? There's a bit showing and a bit covered. Oh, I'm so glad I got this picture. And I know I put a bunch in the slideshow. I don't know how I missed this because I manually set up this slideshow. So I can't even remember her name. She was so nice. And there's Egos Calientes coming down. It's just starting to get light out. You can see a bit of a headlamp here in the foreground, and we're on our way down. And here we are going down the goat path. It's slippery. We're taking our time. It's muddy. Look at this. Look at the big shit eating grins. So we get down, right? I don't know if you could tell. Do her hands look dirty? My hands look pretty dirty. That's from like the ladders, right? Climbing. Cucho, I forgot. He did say bring gloves for the climb, and we didn't bring gloves, and we ended up getting, my hands were just covered in like black. That's on the way down in the morning. So we split. We got to just above the ladders, and um, a couple of us were just steaming up past the group, a bit more physically inclined. We were just like ready to get down and off the mountain, and we were starving. We were ravenous. And there was an all-you-can-eat buffet. There we go. That depicts a bunch of crazy people coming down a mountain off an ayahuasca bender. I wouldn't say it's a bender, an ayahuasca eye-opening experience. Um, so uh, we went for breakfast. We didn't all go. I forget who went, but there was like one breakfast buffet restaurant in town, and we were like, "That's it. We're hitting breakfast buffet, right?" And so we went there with our grubby, dirty hands and just looking like ass from no sleep. And a couple of us did puke. I don't know if anybody read my comment section on my Facebook account, but no, I did not poop myself because of the ayahuasca. And I also didn't puke. I made it out scot-free. But I also think because of the situation, when you're doing hallucinogenics, it's always about set and setting. You want a good, you want to be out in the woods. I don't know, nature. I've done mushrooms at a bunch of bars a bunch of times, and it was fine. But I think being more in nature leads more towards a comfortable trip. And if you're going to be doing it like on a mountain, I think my adrenaline was just too high. That's why I didn't get what I didn't get off the ayahuasca. Um, there's us going down, like, guys, these things were just like so dangerous, slippery as all get out, right? And I think there was like, I don't think there was 10. I think there was more like 6, maybe 8 series of ladders. But just insane that we went up here in the dark and came down. Oh, we went up in the light. Just when we got up, it was getting dark, but we started coming down in the light too. So it wasn't. Oh yeah, and a bunch of it was like transfer from like sketchy, wet, slippery, leafy climbing. Like if you didn't cross over with your leg the right way, you'd have your wrong leg started on the ladder. And if you did it wrong, you'd have to start it over again. It got a little, and I think that's it, guys. That's it. But yeah, is sketchy as all get out. One of the most crazy experiences I've had in my life, and probably one of the most crazy. I hope I'll have a more or just as crazy experience um, in the rest of my life, but I doubt it. Lunar eclipse, blood moon, mountaintop, ayahuasca, shaman, um, dangerous ascent descent to get to the location, um, and then breakfast at the buffet. We almost got kicked out of the buffet. I forgot to finish that up, but yeah, we almost got kicked out of the buffet in the morning. Uh, there's a bunch of families, and it's the hoity-toity hotel, and so they're all getting, they've got their Gore-Tex and their. I mean, I have Gore-Tex and the big puffy jacket too, and the high end hiking pants and stuff. So who am I to talk? But you could tell a bunch of rich families with their screaming children trying to get everybody organized for family pictures at the hotel before they do Machu Picchu at 7 in the morning to get it done so they can get back out of town. Um, are there eating breakfast with us at the same buffet with us. Well, people like this are standing beside you, laughing, um, just out of the blue for no reason whatsoever, right? Like, we just look at each other and just start busting a gut. Like, what we did was just so crazy. And now look at us in this like 5-star hotel eating breakfast at a buffet with like hands that are covered in grime that, like, we, even though we went to the washroom and tried to wash it off. uh I think the one guy didn't go to the washroom. I can't remember who it was, but one of these guys just went straight to the buffet because he was so hungry. Maybe it was me. But we were asked by the staff to go wash our hands before we approached the buffet. So yeah, quite the experience, guys. um I don't know how I'm ever going to follow this one up. Um, but the last 10 years since I experienced it, I've told this story multiple times. You might be listening to it again if you're here and decided to chime in. Yet again, I'm down in the comment section. If anybody has any questions or inquiries about the trip, or you're thinking of going to Peru yourself and you have any questions, um, hit me up. My deets are in the. You can leave a question in the comment section. I'll see it for sure because I got like nobody that comments, so I'll see your comment for sure. But um, you can send me a Facebook question or whatever. And if you're thinking of traveling to Peru and you have questions, uh, I might not be able to answer them, but I probably will be able to answer them. I was there for 12 days with flights that cost me more than they should have because I matched my buddies so I could travel directly with him. Cost me about $3,300, maybe $3,500 for the 12 days, if I'm not mistaken. And that's including like some partying on the back 3 days before I left, like some giving her for the last 3 days. That also includes, like, say, this ayahuasca experience. Obviously, you have to pay for all these things; they're not free. Um, that included the boleto. So the boleto is an important one if you go to Peru. I think it's called the boleto. It's like basically if you go to any big international city, say you go to Niagara Falls and they have like 6 different attractions. You buy the ticket that covers all those attractions. That's what they call the boleto. So it covers Saxy Woman, Otoya Tatambo, Pisac, Machu Picchu, or no, not Machu Picchu. It covers all the small attractions. Machu Picchu is its own thing. Morai. I think if you go to Rainbow Mountain, it might cover that. We didn't do Rainbow Mountain. I heard this and that. It takes a long time to get there, and if you have bad weather, it might not be worth it. You got to have the right weather for it to look good. So, but we're just gonna leave it out here, guys, with cat on a hot tin roof. I guess that's where we're at here. I mean, oh, excuse me. Hope I didn't make you yawn. It's also December 31st, 8:02. So 4 more hours and it's New Year's, guys. So I may as well wish you a happy New Year. Um, happy New Year. It's going to be 2025 soon. Lots of big changes coming up. Things are about to get interesting. Um, hopefully, you guys enjoyed story time, ayahuasca story time. So I do have a couple more stories from Peru. Um, one of them's a lot more not safe for work than the other one. The other one is another hallucinogenic story I did with Chuma. Um, so maybe I'll do a story time for Wachuma. It's not near as exciting or interesting as my ayahuasca experience. I think this experience is unparalleled. Like there's not much I can do to say, oh yeah, this is going to be as good as the ayahuasca experience. That's never going to happen. I don't think so. But I do have the Wachuma, the San Pedro experience, which is the cactus juice. So maybe if you guys are interested in that, chime in down below in the comment section. Let me know what you think, and I can share my experience in Pisac. Where is it? Yeah, this would have been a couple days before my Wachuma experience, and then you're just hitting that nice veggie diet before you ingest the cactus juice. That was quite the experience, guys. That is a anywhere between an 8.5 to a 14-hour trip. Mine lasted. I dosed at 9 in the morning, and we ate dinner at 7. So I was about 10 hours, and 6 of it was solid, solid off. Let me tell you, I didn't get visuals on the ayahuasca. San Pedro, completely different story. Completely different story. But of course, I didn't have the set and setting of like, oh crap, I'm on top of a mountain. I got adrenaline rushing through my veins because like the set and setting is sketchy in itself. So beautiful, but sketchy. This was completely different. We were just on a guy's property and relaxing, and so it was good. Um, Intense, but good. If you guys want to hear that story, maybe one day I'll tell it. Let me know down below, and we'll do another maybe slideshow stream of the Wachuma experience. But that's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's time to sign off. Um, I'm going to be going to Colombia soon. So maybe look forward to a Colombia video sometime in February. And as well, promise I'm going to get to the back half of my Tomogamy video. I just keep looking at it and doing this and that and humming and hawing about it. Just the creative juice hasn't been flowing for it like it was for the first half. The footage is all there. Everything just needs to be, just got to put my brain on the table and focus in on it. But that'll probably all happen when I get back from Colombia. So you guys have a good, happy new year. You guys have a safe night. Don't party too hard. I don't want to see you guys dying from any, overdoses or excessive alcohol consumption or drinking and driving. Don't be bad. You guys take it easy, but have a lot of fun tonight. Happy New Year's. Peace out. Bye.